Hello, it's me, Jess. Welcome to my channel. I'm here with another channeled message. This is a specific message. It might resonate with you, it might not. Okay, so we have definitely picked up on this energy on the channel before, and it's coming through here again. We're going to look at this a little deeper and from a different angle, but this is actually a really sad story because I feel like we're picking up on soulmates here. It's like a very strong, very deep, very spiritual connection. And the feelings that you and this masculine have for each other are so, I'm hearing playful, joyful. It's like very sparkly, very light, very old energy. Like you're very, very old. This is like lovers energy, like the lovers in the tarot card. Like this, it's beautiful. This is actually very beautiful. And I can tell that there was some kind of initial time period that was allowed to play out. And I think that's going to be different for all of you, but there was some kind of initial period where the two of you were allowed to feel and experience and to relate to the purity of your connection that you have between each other. So for some of you, it's like maybe you were just friends or you worked together on a project. For others of you, you could have actually been dating. For others of you, you could have been married to this person. I don't know, but I can tell that there was an initial phase where you were allowed to mix in each other's energy to understand, what you just know very naturally about this other person and what you know to be true between the two of you. And then there was this kind of third-party karmic energy from past lives for sure that was allowed to kind of creep up, and now we've got free will and we've got karmic testing that's playing out. And I do feel, unfortunately, this masculine did cavort with this energy, this third party energy. And for some, I feel like there's dark energy mixed in. This is very Snake from the Garden of Eden, this tempting kind of third party energy. I'm hearing like, just like whispering. Oh yeah, and I'm hearing that like whispering in this masculine's ear. And there's third-party interference, and there could be more than one third-party interference, because for some of you, I feel like this was a female, or this was a woman, and it was a schmegdual interest. There's schmegdual energy tied up with whatever this dark energy is, though, as well, and I'll tell you what I mean by that here in just a second. So it could have been that, yeah, and they're showing me the word friend, and then they're putting it in quotations, and they're laughing, because they're rolling their eyes. Yeah, this is not a friendship, and this masculine is learning that he needs to be very careful who he calls a friend and who he spends his time with. Yeah, I'm hearing beware the company you keep. And they're both using each other. So yeah, I think he's sleeping with this friend. And for some of you, he was sleeping with this friend before he was interested in you, and for some, it's after, but he's still involving in an inappropriate way with a friend, and it's confused him. And for some of you, he's closer to this friend on a conversational level, and but it's not emotionally. He's not closer to them emotionally, and certainly not naturally, but he's closer on a conversational level, which unfortunately for him and unfortunately for you, I think gives this snake energy a leg up. But this is all karma that is playing out. So this quote unquote friend is a real nasty person, and they're using this masculine is what I'm hearing. Like he is a tool. You are actually the target, and I've picked up on that energy before. And it's insane jealousy. I just heard it's like they want to be you, and their interest in this masculine is that he is yours, and they know that he is yours. Like God has made him yours. They can see the natural God-given chemistry between the two of you, and they want to take it. They want to take it for themselves. So they want to be involved with him. It's like they want to take your place anywhere, but also like they want to be seen in the light that you're seen in. So it's like this is mimic energy, this is copying energy, and they want to put you down while it is that they're doing that, because it's like they have to steal your identity, because in order for them to be seen as you, they can't be rivaling the real thing. So they have to defame you, they have to tear you down. And this is very vicious. This is evil energy that's going on from this person, and this person is clout hungry in some way. So again, it's like reputational energy, but they want to be seen how you're seen, and they want to take things from you in particular. And that's part of the kicks that they get out of this situation. So this masculine may also have money, or he could be somebody that they put on a pedestal. Like he could be popular, he could be handsome, but for some, I think he has access to money, or he gets them seen in a certain light or in certain crowds. I don't know, take that however it resonates. And it's like they'll do anything for this like very surface level, very shallow kind of connection. But whatever lies this snake told to this masculine, it was presented as some kind of dirt digging. And if they were friends before, especially, I feel like he could have asked this karmic friend, because again, he's dumb, and he thinks that he can sleep with a friend, and that oh yeah, that women are capable of that just like on a friendship level. Like, no, but I actually think he knows better than that. But he asked her maybe to look up some dirt on you or something like that. Whatever this lie was told, I think it could have been that you were clout hungry, or that you were clout chasing, or it could have been that it's just, I don't know, something that, they made up something, some kind of horrible lie in order to, basically they wanted to cast you in such a light in this masculine's eyes that if you so much as blew your nose in a wrong way, that it would give him the willies, would give him pause to like run away, run back to them, and it's not natural. It's not natural for him to feel that way about you. And I do think there's strong karmic repercussion here, because he was given an initial period to get to know that. And that's part of the karma that's playing out. And I am hearing that this is part of the support that Shiva, I'm literally hearing Shiva, is going to be working with this masculine on. And they're showing me competence, confidence, competence, confidence. And it's like switching back and forth, because I think that's what went wrong here. I do think this is an intellectual problem. I think, like, in terms of pattern finding, it's not logical for this man to believe these people over you, because it is like you weren't believed, but they are. And it is like you have a better reputation and he felt something very strong with you and not with these other people. Yet these people are believed without question and you are not. And his fact finding, he's talking with them directly, who have motive. And the motive is there to be seen, okay? Because he's sleeping with this karmic. Or there's a potential that there's some friend interference here as well, which I'll talk about in just a second. But they have motive. That's very obvious. And so there's like this intellect. So for some of you, I do think that's the competence thing. He needs to be more competent on an intellectual level, able to deal in his own mind. But for some, it's like he always knew. He knew that they were lying, but there was a confidence issue. He didn't have the confidence to bring his competence out. But I'm also flashing to the Rhiannon story, which Rhiannon was meant to be the queen of this particular kingdom, but was framed as doing something horrible to her own child, and then she was cast out of the kingdom. And that's what these people wanted to frame you in order to cast you out of your kingdom, in order to take your place. And there could be more than one person that's involved here that they were insanely jealous. I just keep hearing this, insanely jealous of, I just heard your good looks, but you're a person who's beautiful on the inside and the outside. And I just really feel like these people were very jealous of that. They covet you in some way. And that's really what's fueling this insane karmic whirlwind going on here around this masculine. And it's like he needed to put a stop to it because, and that's part of his karmic lesson here as well, is that the truth can sometimes be difficult to discern. But action. I'm hearing, but the taking right and proper action is something that has an immense clarifying effect. Because see, he's involved with this karmic on a schmegdual level, okay? And I know I said that there's friend interference here as well, and I'll get into that here in a second, because this is an important kind of side note to go down, is that this man wants schmegs, okay? And he can't be blamed for that. Who doesn't, right? But I'm flashing to this spiritual quote that says one of the most important spiritual acts that a man can do is to take the time to actually reconnect his heart energy to his nether regions. And this man doesn't have that. And a lot of men don't have that. So he doesn't, where he loves, he doesn't, it's like he doesn't find it attractive that you are trustworthy. He doesn't find it necessarily schmegdually attractive that you are such a good person. These are all, you show value, you show true value, and he recognizes it. And it's almost like he's been indoctrinated by, I think it's like this double whammy of like some kind of like the church or the synagogue or wherever he's going, and also his friend group that's like, well, this is what I'm expected to be. And I'm expected to nurture a love relationship, but I have this like animalistic want, and it's been framed for him that those are two separate things, and that he should keep them separate. So it's like he's always known, I think, with you, that you were his love, and I think he found that a burden, and I think he found that boring, and I think he thought, okay, well, he just trusted, he trusted God where he was being karmically tested. And also, this is strong karma for a man, because masculine path is an action-oriented path. So God's not filling in the blanks here. You're a man. You're on a masculine path. You need to be taking certain actions. The actions you take and the actions you do not take are going to strongly affect how your life karmically unfolds, especially if you lean heavy masculine. And so he thought, I'm just going to put this on pause, and I can just always trust that I'm going to come back around. So I'm going to do my thing, is what I heard. I'm going to go do my thing. But really, this is extreme ignorance of the heart space, because the heart was not connected to the genitals. So this man, this is very Madonna or Schmore complex, right? This is very much that that's being played out, because it's like where he does his thing, he doesn't love, and where he loves, he doesn't get. But this isn't going to happen always, because I do feel like there's karmically this energy is going to flip where he actually is going to realize that it is very attractive when someone is dignified. It's very attractive when someone is everything. They're not just a carcass. I really feel that. I feel like it's almost like, yeah, I'm hearing the word carcass, like, ugh. But, you know, you would be forgiven to think that this man's love energy is not with you, because he is a man after all, right? Action. He's got a lot of karma around action here. So he's spending his time, he's, you know, breaching another woman, let's say. Good Lord. You know, and those are all the signals that he should be doing with someone that he cares about and he feels invested towards. It's just that he's not. And it's because he hasn't done that sacred work of like repairing that. And you've been on, it is like, yeah, I'm also hearing that there's so much karma going on. This is like very much a karmic masculine. So the other thing is men are charged with protecting and providing the woman that they love. And I feel like not only did he not do that, and it kind of just stood there, like while you were being like come towards. But I think he did the opposite, because I think this man maybe attacked you, or he cavorted with your enemies. And the other ones provide. Yeah, so he also could have done something to knock your stability in the world. Take that how it resonates. So this could have had to do with like an apartment or a home that maybe you shared together. He should have been tending to that space. I just heard, yeah, I don't know. He could have left you in the middle of like an emergency. Or whether he knew it or not, I just heard, this is your man. He is charged with protecting and providing. Well, you needed that at that certain time. So he was brought in at that certain time and then just, you know, was a dead fish. So there's that energy, but then also, yeah, it's like he definitely didn't provide for you, or for some, he knocked your stability in the world. This could have been something to do with your job, or this could even be something like he should have given you a ride to a job interview or something. I don't know, but he did the exact opposite. This is why that, like, this is heavy. This is pretty bad karma because of who he is to you. And because he is a man and he's got that masculine karmic bent to his path that is all about action. And I'm hearing right, and you know, karma means action, but it's also right and proper action. So another thing is like, he's like, well, I was so confused. Well, he's confused because he doesn't know how to get the truth out of the situation. He needs to hold himself way more accountable. And I'm hearing Dr. Phil in my mind, because I used to watch Dr. Phil a lot when I was a kid. I'd come running home from the bus to watch Oprah and Dr. Phil, like a lot of us latchkey kids did back in the day. And I'm hearing him like screaming at a guy that cheated on his wife, and he was like, this is a you problem. That was a choice that you made, and you are going to rectify it. And you are going to do it until. You're not going to do it for a week. You're not going to do it for a month or 3 months or 6 months before you feel like you can, you know, moan and, you know, be all angry that she's not. You are going to do it until you have righted yourself in her eyes, until you have redeemed yourself as a person that can be trusted. So he's learning that the reason he was so confused is, I think it's the schmegs. And either it's a specific karmic here that he's involved himself with, that he should have been seeking that out with you. And that wouldn't have confused him. But because he was getting it over here, and wanted to continue getting it, and then maybe thought, well, now I'm going to have to burn this down. It's lack mentality here as well. And really, she only wants him because he wants you. So he needs you to get him laid either way. How gross. Anyways, but yeah, so this is going on here. And so he needs to learn that right and proper action is actually very pragmatic, and that morality is not something imposed upon him that he needs to run away from. He needs to reframe these things. This is very adult male, you know, kind of coming into that adult, because he feels victimized by these expectations. And it's just because he hasn't actually taken the time to really truly understand these concepts and like where they're from. And so he's made his own bed here, and he is responsible, and he is the root cause of it. And yes, there are negative energies, but welcome to life. There are negative energies. How do you navigate the world? And so he's learning that his actions and having actions that are in alignment with virtue actually makes the truth much more known. But he's involved here with this like very, very negative energy. And that energy is undermining, and they want to undermine communication in particular, and they want to confuse him about you, and they would love it if this man took a shot at you. They would love that. Because this is just imp demon energy. So now that we've like talked a lot about that, I want to mention, like, okay, because for some of you, this interloping third party is a friend, like a masculine friend, or somebody that this man is not doing the do with. It's like a genuine friend energy, but they're just a bad egg and they're a bad influence. And there's still that schmegdual energy to it, because this is a friend that it's like, I'm hearing that Coney Island, you know, where they're smoking and drinking and slowly turning into jackasses, you know. It's that energy, and that's still schmegs because they're just going out to the bar. And so it might not be, you know, one person or even two, because even if there's this friend, I mean, he's not interested in this friend emotionally. You know, it's just about that schmegs. But they try to make it seem like it's more so that nobody has to admit that they're terrible. But yeah, like what's going on over here is with the other thing is just going out to the bar. So, and that's where I feel like karmically speaking, though, this desire energy is going to flip up pretty hard. Where all of a sudden I think he's going to want a stable partner. He thinks that's hot. And I think he might even be jealous of men that have actually built that for themselves, and they have peace and they have stability and they've got a good woman. He's going to actually want to put himself inside of somebody who is a good woman. You know, that's going to be what, but I think for some of you, he has to go through an entire cycle here where he lives out the consequences of his actions. This is karma at play. So he's got to be put through the ringer. He's got to, because he wasn't sure in the past. And it could have been he wasn't sure what path to go down, who was telling the truth or who wasn't. And that's just where he is. Because I do feel for you, it was obvious. I think for a lot of other people, it would have been obvious. But this is where this man is, like in his journey. So I think for some of you, it's like he had to go down this whole rabbit hole, this whole road of learning that he cavorted with. He has to have that reckoning. He has to have that realization of just what he lost here and debrief with himself. He needs this. He needs this. He needs, yeah, in order to put him in face with his own lessons here. So for some of you though, if this is like a masculine friend, this masculine friend may want you, and they want him out of the way. So they try to get up in his head, but this masculine is very threatening. He could also have done something to you, and it's very threatening if you're believed. And this masculine is clearly a soulmate of yours and might well be taken seriously. And if he believes you, or if this other masculine doesn't run interference here, then this is going to come out and you're going to be believed, and then he's going to be held accountable, and he can't have that. So he needs to try to interfere as well. And I go back to the Rhiannon story, like never did he use his wits less, right? When he threw his queen out of his kingdom, never did he use his wits less. So yeah, and this other masculine, I think, there's a marrying for money energy. So this other masculine wanted you for clout. There's this clout energy of these interfering parties. And they just make stuff up. And they have no scruples about them, these people. And I think that's a real initiation for this masculine, knowing that there are people that are of this level of darkness, like of this level of ignorance and this level of like malintent. But regardless of who was interfering with this masculine, it made it, I don't know if he's naturally inclined to sit on the fence for like long periods of time. For some, that could be the case. But that's what it did to him. Like him believing these things about you that were not true, this is what, like, this is so frustrating because this is such a strong, beautiful soulmate connection. And it's so obviously a lie, you know, but it put him on a defense, and that's what it was supposed to do. And it was supposed to drive him into the arms of a karmic that wanted something from him. Money, clout, whatever. And so I think you feel this man wasted your time, or nothing ever changes with him. And it's because he needed to spend time like repeating or like reframing those negative thoughts like about you. And again, I go back to, he put these people up on a pedestal that have bad reputations, I think. I just heard, and I don't give a damn about my bad reputation. I think it's obvious to see like that. I think you were held in much high honor by many people. And these people were either just neutral. I just heard nothing special. Or they were actively known to be bad eggs, you know, but it's like they got in his head. Like he believed everything that they were saying at face value. And he had direct conversations with these people, participated in those conversations, and their words were given weight, and they should not have been. And they definitely shouldn't have been weighted over you. But I don't think he had the conversation. I don't think you were given the same courtesy. I think instead he just stood back and watched you. And for some, you moved on because he was wasting your time. I think there's a time lag here. And this is a variable this masculine doesn't see clearly. He left you potentially on your own. And I keep hearing that God put this man in your life. I'm hearing, get over there. Get over there. She needs you, get over there. So this man was supposed to interfere. He was supposed to interfere in some kind of negative energy. I'm literally hearing that. He was meant to intercept some kind of, or alert you. Yeah, because it's like, don't dismiss the red flags. Like, warning, warning, warning. So he was supposed to pick up on the fact that there was some kind of threatening energy around you and interfere with it. He was supposed to interfere with it. He was supposed to intervene. But instead, I think he just sat by. Yeah, I'm hearing this quote from a TV show, and it's like, so you're just going to kick back and watch me bleed until it's your turn to pull the trigger. And he's like, you think that I would let that happen to you? I love you. And she's like, so why am I bleeding out over here? Like, make it make sense. So this man has an issue with, like, he says one thing and his actions are a different thing. He doesn't see himself clearly that way. And it's because he involves with negative people. All this could have been prevented if he just had the wherewithal to not involve with gross people. And that's what he's learning. It's watch the company you keep, and the way that you behave can ensure that you know the truth, because he felt confused. And that's upsetting me. I just feel like he had no right to be this confused. But I do feel like Shiva is stepping into the situation. I think that they're going to be working with this man because you are done. I think that he felt like you were uninterested. Whatever lie, whatever interference was meant to make you both feel like the other one was uninterested. Yeah, the trust has really been eroded here. But this man wasted your time, or that's how you feel. And or it's like, I think you waited an appropriate amount of time, and you were like, I'm not putting my life on hold for anyone, and you shouldn't do that. And he wasted his time because he was out gallivanting with people when he should have been doing the work, and he should have been trying to get to the truth. But I think it's honestly because he went for low-hanging fruit in the schmegjewel department, that he was preoccupied with that when he should have been withstanding, because he should have cared enough to not break your heart. And to also, he should have enough self-respect to not get involved in that. And then he could have figured it out, and then he would have been able to have that with you or continue that with you. But yeah, so there was no changes here. And I think he's now really muddied his energy in with these people, because now you feel maybe he's clout hungry, maybe he's a thief, maybe he makes things up. You thought this person was a soulmate, but I just don't think that you're sure. So there's a lot of karma, there's a lot of karmic lessons, and I go back to that competence, confidence thing, because he was pretty sure. He was pretty sure he was right about you, that he knew who you were. But instead, I feel like this man just lurks in the shadows and hates the fact that you've moved on from him, or that, yeah, and he might even, I feel like part of his punishment, Spirit might even have this man watch other men make an appropriate approach to you, give you the courtesy and the decency of having direct conversations. And these men don't have the same soulmate connection that he does with you, but they know how to have a direct conversation. So I don't know, this man is like in his head. So yeah, there's karma here, and you're uninterested in his third party situation and the company that he keeps, and someone who doesn't have direct conversations with you. And I think you have stabilized your energy. I feel like this man's watching you, or he will be watching you in the future. Like, once you've healed from this and like you get back up on your feet, I feel like that's what's going to happen here. Because yeah, he's going to look you up because he thinks you're marrying for money, but you're really just moved on. And I think he might have married for money, or somebody he involved with married for money. Yeah, it's like he's been looking for proof that you are this horrible person that two rando people told him that you were. Or maybe there's more, I don't know. It's like a friend and a friend in quotation marks. And these people both had obvious motive to lie. And he knew enough of you to have a conversation with you. So I really think that a lot of this comes down to worth and value as well, because you needed to know your worth, and you walking away from the situation is the right thing to do. That's you knowing your worth and knowing your value. He needs to know his worth and value, because this is why people are interfering with him as well. So I feel like that's some kind of shared lesson here. But anyways, I'm going to leave that there. That's what I have. If that resonates, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Bye.